United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. There's a few things we all need to come here. I'd just like to say thank you for all coming out and participating with us. If you would be patient with us, because there's a few things we need to go through first. Okay. The first thing on the agenda here we have about the roof. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Want to open that up for discussion?
Yeah. So generally speaking, we have a correct. And so I think one of the things we wanted to open was the possibility of lengthening that.
Motion. Okay, I'll second. Yes. Okay. Public participation of township meetings is encouraged. In an effort to conduct township business in an orderly and effective manner, the Board of Trustees has adopted the following rules of public participation and conduct at township meetings. Public participation in a regular meeting of the board is limited to now 5 minutes for individual speakers. All comments and questions shall be addressed to the chairperson of the board. The second thing I'd like to do here, I'd like to make a motion to pass a resolution to appoint Kristen Steinley for the trustee vacancy. So I like to make that motion. I'll second it. Yes. 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 Okay. Go ahead and we'll go through the resolution to pass the minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm out of arrangement here. Okay. Third thing I'd like to do,
I'd like to make a resolution to appoint John as co-chair, or chair, I'm sorry, as chair.
John. Yeah.
yes. Okay, the second one I'd like to recommend to appoint Kristen Steinley as vice chairman for 2024.
Yes.
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 Okay, so the next one,
Resolution to approve minutes of the rescheduled regular meeting held March 26, 2024.
I'll second.
Yes.
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 Resolution to approve March 2024 bill payment.
Second.
Yes.
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 Resolution to approve March 2024 payroll, EFTs, and withholding vouchers.
Second.
Yes.
Yes. Next thing we have here is for the reports from each department we have. So the first one, I'm going to skip the street. Yeah, we're going to go down. We're going to start with the fire department. So well.
I've got under old business, you've got your March 2024 fire and EMS submitted to you. We ran a total of 147 calls, 33 fire, 114 EMS. We were out the door on 1.5 minutes on fire, 1.3 EMS. On the scene, fire, 5.5. On the scene, EMS 5.3, which is right within normal limits. Total fire loss for the month of March, $15,000. Property saved, $185,000. There were no firefighter or civilian injuries. EMS, our ambulances did a total mileage of 3,348 miles for the month of March. For the total for the year, 9,982 miles. Do you have any questions on that report?
I have no, good job. Good job on our executive sector also.
And the last thing I got under old is I'd like to recommend taking off our last three newest full-time firefighter EMTs. That's Lucas Rube, Patrick Salvatore, and Vince Welch. They have successfully completed their one-year probationary period.
I'd like to recommend taking Lucas Rube, Patrick Salvatore, and Vince Welch off the one-year probation.
Yes.
Yes.
Like me to go right into the minute?
Go right ahead.
Cool. New business, recommend accepting Brian Sims' resignation letter as a part-time firefighter medic. Didn't really give us any reason why, but he works several jobs and he wasn't putting in a whole lot of availability anyway, so I'd like to recommend that.
Okay, I'd like to recommend accepting Brian Sims' resignation letter as a part-time firefighter medic.
Second.
Yes.
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 I'd like to turn right around and recommend accepting Kyle Egbert's application as a part-time firefighter medic on a one-year probationary period. Kyle lives on Sugar Tree Road. He's a full-time firefighter medic with the city of Cincinnati.
Okay, I'd like to recommend accepting Kyle Egbert as a part-time firefighter medic with one-year probation.
Second.
Yes.
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 Number 3 on your list, I'd like to recommend accepting Kylie Pike's resignation letter as a fire cadet. Kylie's chosen a different path to pursue, and I'd like to recommend her resignation letter.
I recommend accepting Kylie Pike's resignation letter as a fire cadet.
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 4, I'd like to recommend accepting Megan Taylor's application as a fire cadet. Megan is 15 years old. She's the sister of one of our part-time firefighter EMTs, and she wants to pursue, right as of now, she wants to pursue this as a career.
Okay. I'd like to recommend accepting Megan Taylor as a fire cadet.
Second.
Yes.
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 Number 5, just to let everybody know, and this will be on our township website, our fire department Facebook page. If you'll remember back, I don't know how many years ago, but Duke Energy every so often has to maintain their natural gas lines. This is part of the maintenance program. So from April 24th through May the 2nd, weather permitting, if everything goes accordingly, there'll be a flaring process on the main line coming out of Foster, Kentucky up to the pressure station up at the end of Inez Avenue, which is out in the field. You can see it from 125 across from Davis Road. I don't know if any of you remember it or not, but when they do this, they flare. And what flare is they burn off any excess gas. It sounds like a jet engine. And they'll do it during the weekdays, starting from morning until, last time they did it was 10 o'clock at night. They didn't give a cutoff period, but there is now a third-party contractor, and they're actually a bunch of retired wildland firefighters. They have a piece of equipment out there. They'll be with it from start to finish. But you'll see a large propane torch shooting about 50 foot in the air. And that's just it's very safe, but that's just the way to do it. So just to let you know, that's going to be happening, and it will be posted. Every neighbor will get this, what you got today, and that will be posted on the website and the fire department Facebook page.
I want to make it all up before.
That's a good idea, Rusty. Get a little extra action with the board.
That's all I've got. If you have any questions for me,
No, good job. You have any questions? Russ,
thank you.
No question.
all right, good job.
Thank you.
Easy, very easy for us to follow along. All right, next report we'd like to give is the zoning report. Rob Williams.
I just talked to him a few days ago, and he was going to be here.
Yesterday, didn't say that.
You don't have a report, do you?
No.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll move on to Mr. Pike, police report.
Alright. That's some old business. I mentioned last meeting, I was going to some active shooter training. That was accomplished. Sheriff's office put it on for county-wide, which include, we got most of the officers trained in the whole county for active shooter training. We had it at the, over in Milford, one of the businesses over there. As a matter of fact, we're actually using radios and training people actually on social media. Thought there was an active shooter over there. They're posting on social media, so. But anyway, got that completed. I know Bethel was involved in it. They came out, took our training for it, and it was a huge success on it. The reason we get all the other departments involved is realistically, if we have an active shooter situation, it's going to be from all different departments. It's going to be the first ones that can get there. And so train together, it just makes it more successful thing. So that was kind of some old business. For the month of March, I had 77 calls, took 13 reports, 4 warrant arrests, assisted other departments 28 times, conducted 17 investigations, closed out 15 reports, 3 traffic contacts. Just a reminder, these stats are just mine. These ain't the total amount of calls that happened in the township. These were just the ones that I handled. Listed there's the types of calls that were handled in the township, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So, got any questions on that? That's it.
Any questions?
No.
Good job. Okay, next one we have is our street department cemetery report, Mr. Ed Stanley.
Month of March, cemetery report, 10 burials, took in 10 foundation orders. So 5 graves, all 5 were in the township. We had 1 Saturday burial. That was a Saturday noon burial. I have ordered the curtains for the cemetery shelter. Said we would get them within a month. That old guy is retiring, so he promised me they would be within a month. He's not going to be there anymore. Glad I went down when I did. I didn't know he was that old. He's kind of a senior guy. Kind of cool to talk to. Yeah. But anyway, he said he would honor the price that he gave us before, and everything's going to work out good. The roads. Crew's been patching potholes, side berming, various roads. They, a lot of the roads that we have burned before are settling down, where the traffic's actually been using the berms and building them back up just to save the blacktop. Next thing I have is I have walked Abandonment Leonard Road. Me and Eric Ely with Claremont County Engineer's Office evaluating that road to see what it's going to take to get it back up to snuff. Paper in front of you kind of shows you what I come up with. The first highlighted yellow line, $65,225 for Abandonment Road. Second highlighted line, $70,544 for Leonard Road. Total of both roads, $135,769. Again, those are estimates that we come up with. It is not 100%. Things that have to be done out there, we as a township need to replace 4 culverts in 3 locations. That's what I found. 2 of those locations are not even on my books. Just by me walking the roads, I found those by mistake. But they do need to be replaced, and they do need to be used. 2 curves coming off of Oak Corner Road on Vanderman Road. They both need to be widened. I estimate 120 ton of stone for those curves. Also, I need to be provided with drainage off that first curve to set that new culvert in that curve, which that culvert will get extended to make that road wider. I believe that the last I heard, the contractor out there pretty much assured me that he was going to provide that drainage to get off our ditch line and out of our culvert. However, that guy is leaving. I found out today or tomorrow if he can get his camper out, and there'll be a new foreman on that site. So I'll have to talk to him to make sure everybody's been in the same discussion. Do you have any discussion on that?
Yeah, we need to have a few things to do that.
The culverts that you mentioned, where are the culverts? Are they on Bethel Maple or Leonard, or where are they?
They're on, the only culverts that we need to replace there are on Vanderman Road.
They're on Vanderman?
Yes.
Okay, you want to do it? You want to move into an executive session to discuss some details on Banner and Leonard Road for solar power.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, time is
7:18.
7:18.
We'll be right back.
They need to do that. All together.
Yeah.
No. I just thought you wouldn't get away with that.
I learned something new.
The first one's 95% confirmed. Second one is not. I mean, it's not out of the question. We're still just knowing the background, the situation. We're waiting on the insurance investigator to come back out.
That's why we're trying to frame the thought.
Couple cars showed up there.
At the house? Yeah. The junk house is in.
It's hot.
Okay. Okay.
They can make it all right.
Yeah. What do you hear about him?
What?
I know they told me the fire.
I made three crackers.
Yet, the junk house, she comes to visit. Apparently she's not with everybody. Comes back periodically. That's the word I'm getting now, so.
A mental health crisis.
Those two,
This is just last
they
night.
went back and forth, those two things.
The other crisis.
The guy that talked to today,
That's nice.
I'm sure
That's not kind of stuff, I'm unpacking it, that's why.
He's talking out there.
This should be a.
She's got 15 pounds of animal.
yeah, I knew that.
It's a favorite singer to eat.
Well, that's what that guy told me. He hadn't seen it in 2 weeks.
I don't know.
It's warm now.
They just.
He's supposed to get out next week.
19. And everybody knows that. I mean, everybody knows the 19. No matter who you talk to. Yeah, he gets up at 19. Okay.
Or as our people would know. Faces are watching.
We're not gonna respond. Might just be a dead end.
So he was proud. They had a bunch of
It was rough. It took us, from the time of the 10 coming down to 6 minutes, 3 o'clock in the morning, so. It's been burning for a while. The aunt is living at that house. It lives with the niece and her husband.
I'll give you incentive, not to get you out.
The neighbors next door.
Yes.
So.
I did fine. I most of my
So she comes back every day and drops the kids off.
So I went in, I had 2 t-shirts on, a sweatshirt. I went.
So, but the weird part about it is, she woke up to the bathroom and saw the car.
Then I have.
And she was caught 0133 with all the traffic going by. It's pretty close. It was low. So I don't know, there's some there was. Breaker wasn't true. That's not to say, I mean, some lighting center, I mean, there was an extension cord that was plugged in. Yes. It can happen. I'm not gonna. That's a problem. I'm not gonna listen to all of this. Just the investigation part.
Even with the shooters.
It's gonna be right.
Yes, they had.
It's gonna do a lot.
The first and third Monday.
Figure out.
And then I'm gonna be attending our village.
Because they're one.
I don't know. Let's see.
I'm about meeting down, and then all my charities. But I'm not a good person.
You know the homeowner pretty good. You know the homeowner pretty good. Actually, the house, three are with one. You know these
Even if you go for
I'm still not getting it. we're still not getting nowhere.
Some have already filed their
I thought maybe I
resolution.
did something from him. He lives in here.
Does he?
I've attended.
I don't
So
know.
his son.
I can't stress the other guy.
I can't think of anybody that still lives down there.
The majority of
Turner used to live across the street up the road a little bit, but he went years ago out he's out there by Harry Mark now or something.
Called Mark Sturgeon Lamar. He's the one that bought the BH garage.
Oh, is he?
He bought it about 2 years ago and started to clean everything up and was wanting to use it. I want to see if he's got any cameras behind his garage because it is directly behind that barn.
Let's just say you're in there, you just got.
Nobody was there.
Unless you're out.
We talked to his neighbor for a good bit this afternoon.
Did you?
Now,
He reminds me of
Lynn's in there.
a Dave Long.
Lynn, I'm busting her door out.
Oh, I'm certain he came out with overalls.
Really?
Yeah, great ponytail.
We've got,
I mean, it was kind of weird.
we got time. So time's on our side. And I can get on our website and we can get the layout of the house.
Yeah.
We'll use that.
You don't know where I can hire you.
How's Conrad?
He's okay. He's getting his surgery on the right knee on April 23rd.
Okay.
So he was hoping to get them both done at the same time.
Well, that's what he said. I didn't figure that out.
They said it's too much risk of blood clots and an infection, and they don't want to take that chance
Yeah.
with 2 knees. So 1 knee is all they can do. Yeah. So at a time, but yeah, I think he'll be a lot better once he gets at least 1 knee done, and then hopefully he recovers quick enough to get the other one soon. It's a mess.
Oh, I know.
Damn, how much time between can he have the other one done?
I don't know. I've heard some people get them as quick as like 2 months apart, but
So 1 and 2 months, maybe 2 months.
I don't know, because he says he feels like he's lost so much muscle just by kind of, because he just wobbles, because he tries to keep them straight when he's walking. So, so right now they gave him some like exercises to do twice a day, and that wears him out. So. Between him, yeah.
John Lubkin wants to work so bad, and there's people out there that if they would have that, they'd be sitting on their butts and not doing nothing. He's one of
good at
us,
what he
man.
does.
He just knows.
He's
I mean,
good.
that's what was right.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the problem. He's just done too much over the years.
You heard what Matt said. Matt was out there. He goes, "You guys got to keep that guy. He knows he forgot more than what most people know. He's good. I mean, he went out
He
there.
loves mechanical work. I mean, that's just all he's done.
It's been very helpful for us.
What he would have liked, I don't know if I ever told you, but like his dream job would have been, if he would have been trained in it, to go out to airplane wrecks and, analyze the situation and figure out what went wrong. And he loves listening to the reports of the hour-long, I don't know, some YouTube channels or whatever of the whole thing of how something went wrong and there was a crash. And he loves that, just to analyze things. He loves to analyze stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
And we was out there on that light. Lights out there.
Anyways, I'm gonna tell you what you got for the grant thing when you sent that. I never, like, my Tate Township email's in there, but I never got anything. So like when you sent that confirmation, now I'm like, okay, so now I know it got entered or submitted or whatever, but it never sent me a verification. So if you get anything, can you just forward it to me for the grant? Because I'm like, I don't anything? Like, I don't know if I will know anything because I didn't get it. I got something, and Kathy got something, but I don't know if Tate Township, my email is blocking it, or I know. But it went to yours, and yours is at Tate Township email. So I just, if you get anything,
Well,
I think you two can handle the rest of this. We've got some questions for the FD. I'm going to head back to eat some supper.
So your time to pull.
Yes, sir.
What's your next step out there? Just gonna see what the insurance says?
Yeah, that's the next step, other than talking to a couple of the neighbors we haven't got hold of. And that's gonna be, nothing else we did really.
What's Stan think?
Oh, he's like me.
He's the same as you.
Very questionable. All right, I'm gonna get back home, watch the Reds game, eat some supper.
This is your series.
They always ask me, what's everybody?
Hit the button in meeting.
Yeah, I've seen it. Seats right here next to me.
Well, I was in the closet,
I was gonna,
making sure that.
I was gonna put my arm around it.
So you came out, is what
I
you're
came
saying?
out of the closet 2 months in a row.
Just do you know about this?
Yeah.
Wow, she's pretty understanding.
We had all the same things.
See you in the morning.
See you tomorrow.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Right.
He says, I'm out here and giving you this, and they get a question. That's all. He says,
He's down below, yeah.
Just got him.
I'm still learning a lot of different topics.
speaking of, you see that car by the window?
I know.
I'm kind of pulling up.
That almost makes too much sense.
When I say, it's very much.
They had me and
See what this one.
We need more than that.
I
You need a bunch.
Big room.
Yeah. We use those, like the office and stuff.
Wow, I can figure out when we can do it.
We use it just to signify, weapon malfunction. So what we'll do is we'll take like one ring, we'll load up like 5 rounds or something. Yeah, the instructors will take out a few rounds, total of 9 rounds, and then put 5 rounds back. So it's like, your gun malfunction, you hold the old practice. Yeah, so it's a signify malfunction. So,
1, 2, and then.
So.
Would you? I'm just throwing this out there. You just put
I don't know where I got them from.
Pergo or something.
I only got 2 of them.
Stuff somebody's on sale.
yeah, these ones are just all plastic. So, yeah, it's to signify like a malfunction. I was not that good,
Okay, it's, the time is 7:36, and, I make a motion to reopen the meeting to,
I'll second.
Yes.
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 Okay, just to get a little follow-up here is, actually you heard that we were discussing some, maintenance on Vanderbilt Road and Liver Road out there for solar farms, because they were finishing it up, and so we're trying to work out some final details on getting the road finished. We discussed it in there, and I recommend that we, get some more research so we can contact them about, and do some emails to the person in charge.
Higher level.
Okay. I'd like to recommend that we make some more phone calls, get some more research numbers from them.
I'll second it. Yes.
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 Mr. Stanley, is that all of the street department?
That's all I have, thanks.
All right, thank you. Good report.
Rob says he's on his way.
Okay. Yeah. we'll want to- Okay, the next thing on the agenda here is we have a, in the past, we have discussed about, there was a recorder, that Kathy has, that she's been recording the meetings, and, I'd like to open this up for discussion. Okay, Kathy, you had suggested that, you looked into it, and there was a $160 fee to download an app to, okay. Okay, so
So
you're
you
not,
don't need that?
not needing that at all then? Okay, good. All right,
And just to clarify, sorry, I'm reading. So this is to record the meetings, correct? And to assist with the meeting minutes, is that right? Yeah, you can just watch or listen to that and just go back and.
because the only thing I'm seeing is that thing, if we do that $160, will it not dictate everything for work?
That's transfer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
So.
Okay.
So I'm just, are we doing the videos like last month, the past month, this month?
The videos are gonna be the one. So you want to know if you want to hear.
Chris, can we do that?
The meeting from last month?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to push it to the website, but the question was, when legally can you post that meeting minutes or that meeting to the website if you haven't approved the minutes?
Well, we just
We just
approved last
approved it.
month's minutes,
So then we can get with Pam and Kathy, and they can figure how they wanna be able to push that to the township.
So we'll actually then have a link where you, if you couldn't make last month's meeting, for example, you would be able to click on it and actually watch.
You'd be able to watch it.
And so it's, we end up posting that. In this case right here, we'd be posting March video
After
tomorrow.
tonight's meeting.
Yes, after,
We just approved that.
after our 8 minutes. Yes, okay. You all good on that?
Yep.
Okay, next thing on the list is, we discussed it, on last month about renewing the Farm Bureau membership for the 3 trustees. They gave us a discount for joining last year. It was $90 a piece. And now it goes back up to the original of $120 a piece, so you're looking at $360. So I would like to make a motion that we, get ahead of Utter and with the Farm Bureau and, renew the membership for $360. That way we can get Dale Arnold's expert opinion on the solar.
I second.
Yes.
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 Now, with the mention of Dale Arnold, we have, I have been in contact with him, and Kristen, I think we have too. We've been group text, emailing. We had a meeting set up for Thursday, April 25th of 2024 for 7 p.m. To discuss, because I forwarded the solar resolution to him, and he has looked at it, so he would like to meet up with us to discuss it. Kristen, it's-
Yeah, I volunteered to reach out to him to see if we could talk sooner. To see if I could talk to him sooner, if he maybe wouldn't have to wait so long. And I could report back his thoughts and comments to us. If we still needed to have that meeting, or if we could even move it up, we could do that. I sent him an email today, I just haven't received a response yet, but the hope would be if I could maybe chat with him in advance, I could sort of collect his thoughts, so we're not trying to juggle so many schedules to meet. And I could relay his thoughts, we could consider them and move forward. So I've got an email out to him, if we can do that, I'm happy to do that. If you can chat with me sooner, then of course we can just keep
The 25th.
yeah,
You wanna
but
go?
I'm gonna try and
We'll
talk to him.
Okay, we'll go ahead and announce the April 25th, that is on record, and then if you two can get together, we'll change it to that date.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Coop, we have, on this date, we have what he's asking for is to have a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
On, like I said, it's April 25th of 2024. If you'd like to get with, I need to send him the link, or I can give you his email, and you can just send it, and you can talk directly, take the little guy out of it.
I can create it and send it to you, so you know what time you want.
Well, the meeting would be at 7 o'clock, so I figured give us time to open up and everything. We'd have the Zoom start, take effect like 7:15. Okay, you need to,
Right in it, right.
and I'll get you, before we leave here, I'll get you his email that we can talk about it. Okay, so this moment, I'd like to recommend, setting up a meeting with Dale Arnold for Thursday, April 25th, 2024, and the meeting will be a special meeting starting at 7 p.m. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, this next one's on.
Yeah, on the, I'd like to make a motion, to meet with, Taylor Corbett at the Tate Township on this Friday as well, at 6 o'clock, to discuss solar and stuff, and for him to help us out, so that's what he's doing.
Again, just to catch everybody up on that, Taylor Corbett, he used to work for Claremont County, and he was the, if y'all remember, there was on our February of last year, of 2023, we had the big meeting where there was 175 people show up, and he actually stood up, him and another gentleman, and was speaking about what we had to do to get prepared for all this. So it was brought up that, since we're getting Mr. Arnold's professional opinion on it, we should also try to get his. It's not costing us anything, he's willing to help us out. Yes, so we think it'd be very wise to seek, again, another opinion on this.
He was fine with coming Friday, 6 o'clock.
So you wanna,
Do we need to make a motion then?
just a recommendation, then we'll vote on it.
Okay. To, meet with, Taylor Corbett this Friday at 12, 6 o'clock at the Tate Township.
I'll second it.
Yes.
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 Okay, to stick with the solar resolution, with the solar subject. You would. Okay, at this moment, I'd like to make a motion to pass a solar moratorium. And I'd like to open this up for discussion to see how you two feel about it.
Okay, so it should be done a year ago.
Amen.
has,
Okay, so how long, yes, what are you thinking from a?
Well, the 6
scope?
month, if you see that flow chart, I'm not passing around there, it's gonna take some time. I mean, if everything goes smooth, it's gonna be 90 days, 60 days, but it's not always smooth. So I'm thinking a year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But we're doing this marijuana out, it says 6 months. If you see the flow chart here, I don't know if you guys seen that out there, it's gonna take a few
Yeah,
months.
there's certainly more built in around this.
Yeah.
okay, well, at this point, I'd like to make a motion to pass a moratorium to freeze any and all solar and wind projects, 6 megawatt, 49.9 megawatt, that is above personal use for 12 months, unless earlier modified until regulation is submitted and filed so that the township and citizens are no longer vulnerable.
Yes.
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 Well, at this point, oh, no,
Questions?
well, we need to get Rob done first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Williams, he is our zoning inspector, he will give his report.
My report's pretty simple. Basically, I got 7 permits done in the last few weeks, since the last meeting. That's about it at this point in time. I'm working on some other things, but that'll come up next month.
Person no complaints about the vehicle stuff, they grant stuff?
No, I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Yes, I went to use my camera the other day, and the charger for the battery has disappeared wherever it went. I don't know. So I had to get a new charger, and got to wait for that to come in.
Okay, with the activities going on here the last couple of months, with the marijuana moratorium, and now with the solar moratorium, I think it'd be wise, and Mr. Williams also asked for this, that if we could get him a copy of the resolution for the marijuana as of right now, so that way if he has any questions from anybody, he can show them. And, so I know we don't have the paperwork filled out yet, but the solar moratorium also do the same thing. Does that sound like a one idea? That way he has
Yeah,
same
whatever
thing.
you think you need, I think
Yeah,
we need to make sure you have.
Well, I asked John to start emailing me something in case somebody comes in and says, "Can I do this?" and I tell them no.
Sure.
Can you show me on paper where it says no?
Yeah.
That way I've got something, just backing me up.
That way, yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
That's on anything that you guys may pass or change, what have you.
That sound good?
Yeah, I think that's true, yeah.
Questions?
Yeah. Okay, at this point now, we have the public participation. Real quick. First guest we have on the list here is Sarah Welch. If you would, please come up to the podium.
Well, a bit off topic, so. I'm with a group, Advocates for Medical Truth. We're a patriotic citizens group with a focus of sharing our COVID-19 vaccine concerns with our county officials. We have both vaccinated and unvaccinated members. Why don't you see negative COVID information in the media? It's because of the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012, the SMMA, and the Big Six. The SMMA was buried in the 2012 National Defense Authorization Act. It repealed the 1948 Smith-Mundt Act, which strictly prohibited the government from releasing propaganda to Americans. The SMMA was signed into law by President Obama in 2012. Our government is now allowed to create propaganda using any media it sees fit, while remaining anonymous as to the source of the material being reported. The Big Six refers to, in 1983, 50 companies owned 90% of all media. In 2012, only 6 companies owned the same 90%. Part of all of our civic duty should be to be informed. Many government agencies are putting out propaganda, including our own state and local health departments. The Supreme Court's case of Murphy versus Missouri has to do with the pressure from the Biden administration on social media companies to remove misinformation and dissenting opinions. The Ohio Health Director, Bruce Vanderhoff, spoke on the news about the dangers of looking at the eclipse. At the end of that segment, he said, "Don't forget to get the vaccine." So the propaganda is from our own health department. Senator Ron Johnson held a Senate roundtable discussion titled Federal Health Agencies and the COVID Cartel, What Are They Hiding?, which is available to watch on Facebook. The COVID pandemic has opened many eyes to the failure and corruption of the global elite and their institutions, including government. Standard operating procedure at the CDC and FDA say each agency must perform surveillance to identify potential new safety concerns with the COVID shot. Please consider that as a trustee, you are responsible to guard the taxpayer money and have concern for citizens that are harmed by the health department. There should be concern for the rubber stamping of the CDC policy and deliberate misinformation of impact of COVID specifically in our county and township. Our county continues to distribute a failed experimental mRNA shot, now on its 9th booster, with no requirements to report adverse reactions or risk assessments. Letters have been sent to all 14 townships, village mayors, county commissioners, state representatives, Ohio Department of Health, AG of Ohio, Ohio State Auditors, Claremont County Board of Health, the Health Commissioner, and the Governor. It is astonishing how little curiosity government officials have as to how much 2 million taxpayer dollars were spent by our health department. And I provided a sheet. Apparently, our health department operates completely independently of oversight and accountability. So please see that grant summary that was obtained through the Freedom of Information request. We have had a pandemic and an honest assessment of response has not happened on any level. This assessment needs to happen because of ongoing consequences of the COVID response. As noted in a book called Cause Unknown, The Epidemic of Sudden Deaths in 2021 and 2022 by Edward Dowd, insurance companies are finding unexplained deaths are up 40% among working people. So please get informed and push back by asking questions of our local health officials. How can citizens hold the Board of Health responsible to take actions? Can the townships appeal to the board to be responsive to our citizens' questions? And I guess our biggest question is, can you prove that the shot is safe? And that's all I had. We're trying to compile links to various articles as far as, the information that's coming out about further harm of the shot. And it's clear our health department is not forthcoming with data and statistics as to, we can't get any specific data even from Claremont County, deaths, hospitalizations, adverse events. So we're just trying to inform people and hopefully get some answers eventually. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time and the information. All right. Okay, next speaker we have Greg Schuler.
First, I just wanted to clarify a couple things from tonight's meeting already. What was the reason for going into executive session?
We needed to discuss some meeting with some people for the solar, about the road maintenance.
Okay. discuss a meeting you're gonna have with other people, is that what you're saying?
Well, just discuss, Mr. Stevens said we need to get, meet with Claremont County and solar people and we can set up a meeting for that, and that's what we else can come back out.
Okay, why couldn't that have been discussed publicly?
Because there was some stuff in there that was in executive sessions, so we discussed it in there, we came back out here and we gave you our decision on it.
Okay. And then this meeting you're having at Batavia Township, is that a trustee meeting? Is it a Batavia Township trustee meeting? Or
It's,
is Tate Township trustees
it's,
meeting down there? I wasn't
okay,
clear.
we're going to Tate Township.
All three of you?
The, Carol Colvin, he's the one that knows more about it.
Is he a trustee at Batavia?
No, he's a zoning planner.
At Batavia, okay.
Right, so he's willing to explain stuff to us, answer any questions, and help us with the process.
Okay, he couldn't come here for that meeting, or?
He could, he said he would, but he says all his information's there, it'd be a lot more convenient for us to go to him, which got everything there.
We were asking him, it's common courtesy, if he was coming to ask us,
Right,
to present something
So
to us.
is it a special meeting? I mean, is it open to the public?
That's gonna be up to him.
We're just,
But you three are meeting together,
Hear what he has to say. We're not gonna be making any decisions, we want to hear what his opinion, and what his suggestions on what. He was
but he's not a legal counsel.
he was the guy that, at one time, he worked for Claremont County, and he was the, let's say their solar expert that they recommended all the townships to talk to. Now, after he had another job offer, so he went to work for the Tate Township itself, Claremont County. So we are going there to hear his suggestions, it's the same as we're listening to Mr. Arnold's suggestions.
Okay,
Now,
now on the meeting, Mr. Arnold is April 25th, at least tentatively, I guess you're trying to maybe move that. Is that gonna be here? Is that a public meeting as well?
If we end up having that meeting, and he does not set up another time to talk to Kristen, to try to get this, as we're trying to get this moving forward, so that we can get our resolution to the
Right, I get that.
zoning commission. But if it's on the April 25th, it will be a meeting, but just.
Okay, it will be a special meeting here at Township Hall.
With the Zoom meeting, that's what I thought, Mr.
Yeah, a zoning meeting? Okay,
but I don't think public.
When he's speaking, you cannot hear him speak.
what's that?
When Mr. Arnold is speaking, we will have to go into executive session, because he's allowed to speak to us, but not the public. He has certain things he said that he's allowed to discuss with the public, and certain things that he is not. So when it gets to that point, we will have to have an executive session to have a Zoom meeting with him.
Okay, what's the nature of those things, I mean?
I've already said that. Solar. Get his expert opinion on our resolution that we put together.
Okay, not personnel or anything else?
No, no.
It's-
He's one of the 50 different companies, so he's an expert. That's why
We're getting an expert's opinion to make sure that we are representing our public the way we should.
Right.
And this
Now,
resolution,
is he an attorney or anything either?
he is a director of energy for Department of Energy for.
Oh, that's the guy from the farm. Okay, okay, thank you. One other question I'd kind of direct, for each of you. Recently, the village and the school board are considering annexing the high school into the village. The school board voted not to do that at this stage. My
You got 5 minutes.
questions to you
That was your 5 minutes.
is,
That was your 5 minutes. You read it. You
well, you were doing half the talking.
You asked me a question, that's it. That's the way
But
it
what is your stand on zoning, on annexation?
The question is over. your time is up. We extended the time from 3 minutes to 5, so the next speaker will be Lucinda Chandler.
Thank you for your time. So I'm going to circle back to the minutes. So you may or may not understand that when the minutes are completed at the end of the meeting, they are the official minutes. The only thing you three are doing is verifying that everything in there is correct as stated. And that's why you approve them. So my question is, one, why aren't the minutes, as soon as they're completed, out on the website? And why, Kathy, do we have unofficial minutes on the website? Because it should be only official minutes on the website. Who puts the official, unofficial? Because there shouldn't be unofficial. Correct. But on the website, the Tate Township website now, there are something called, pardon? Okay, well, Pam shouldn't be doing the summary because you should understand that on the official Tate Township website, the only thing that's allowed to be on there are things that the township puts out there. It says on the Auditor's Ohio Township booklet, a board of trustees is not permitted to expend public funds in order to include on the township website a link or other information concerning matters that do not fall within the statutory authority of the township, meaning you four. Anything else is not permitted to be there. Yes, it's, no, it's on the website. It's not permitted to be there. It is. And there is an opinion on that. It's 202, Attorney General number 202-001. So I believe those should be taken down. Thank you.
On that, I had a couple of questions brought to me about this kind of confusing the posting, both the official and the unofficial. If the official minutes are posted, just to stop confusion, think about taking the unofficial off. That way there is no confusion, right? Does that sound good?
I guess I would, so piggybacking off that, I guess I would ask whether we need to wait until the following month to post the link to the video or. But no, I understand. We were talking with or saying now that we're recording when those can be posted. And again, I understand I'm sort of, you guys have maybe talked about this before and I don't know if I'm excited, but if it's just a recording of what happened, anybody who's here could see that. It seems that we should be able to post that sooner in the following month unless I've missed.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that, we can't approve of it.
No, it does not.
I wouldn't think
Because
so.
they are official as soon as this meeting is over.
Okay.
Right, and
All you guys are doing is making sure that there aren't any corrections, at least in the written. If it's a video, there are no corrections.
yeah, there would be nothing I would think that we would correct. And so it would seem to me that just so that people don't have to wait a whole month to see what's happening, unless we've been advised differently, we could essentially post this
I will need to
sooner.
get with counsel on that because it came up before and about the video that was posted to it. She said that if we video it, let me make sure, I'll find out for sure and see what her opinion is on this, on call tomorrow. But she said that if we make the video, that becomes our official minutes. Let me just, I said, let me call and make sure that I understood her correctly on that, so we're doing
Well, but if
before we post this.
Sure, no, and we should make sure, I'm not suggesting, of course. But even if those became our official minutes, it's a record of what happened, right? So it's not as though anything would need to be changed. Kathy would still do the written minutes just for those maybe who can't access the video. And it's always good, right? You never know what might happen. Right, so written minutes are always still good. But I think to Lucinda's point, there is something to be said about what happens here does happen regularly.
The minutes are required by law.
Correct, yes, absolutely. And I know that we're very focused on transparency. We wanna make sure that, sometimes people are busy, kids get sick, whatever, they can't be here.
Right.
If we could get approval of it,
It's,
Just make sure we're right.
100%.
well, I'd recommend,
I would recommend that Mr. Liston call legal counsel to ensure, to get guidance as to when, how soon we can post recordings of the meeting, after that meeting.
yes, sir.
After you do the written, and then you're gonna have the video, you get the written, put like a notice that says, this is just a summary and this is you want to see word for word, tell me what you did, because otherwise, we're gonna start saying you guys about summary doesn't match the video and all this. Just put a little thing, and this is a summary, not word for word. Whatever you wanna do, I don't
The
care.
minutes by their very nature are somewhat of a summary, right? Kathy, is that fair? Definitely appreciate your concern about what you're saying.
Might save you an argument next meeting.
Or perhaps just direct them, should they want an entire view, right, if they would like to.
Yeah, say, this
See?
is just a summary, if you want word for word or entire view, go to the video. Yeah. Let's save you.
Oh, we got that, so, our next speaker is Bill, Marion? Maybe can.
I was asking about that.
Hold on one second.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, no problem.
I'd like to make a recommendation, to take the unofficial minutes off the website separately. To make it more clear, that way there's no, it's that. Yeah, just take them off the website, yeah. Because now we got the official posting, and that way there won't be any. Yeah, so,
Yes.
yes, yes.
We need to do that. Maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
We only did posting, we only did a posting of what the official, 2 months or something? The official meetings. How long you been putting it?
Years.
On the website?
How long?
I understood the summary.
Right. She's asking how far we should go back.
Well, no, I can take the page off, but. I mean, you just, you go, it goes out, into whatever, and then it's like, I don't.
Keep the post though, it just has a link to the page for the unofficial.
I can take the page off.
So if you take the page off, even if the post still lives, there's nothing to go to, right? The link would be dead because you would remove the page.
There would not be. Oh, yeah, I don't think so. I think it'd be hard to find. You might be able to search on them, unless I will go in and. I'll take the pages off and direct, the direct, whatever.
Just make it a little clearer. That sounds good. Thank you, Pam. Okay, now, back to Bill.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's no problem.
Go ahead.
I don't know how many people know is that there's a campground that's been approved down on 222 and 125. And my concern is that that's probably not the best use of the land for the township. First off, campgrounds usually turn into permanent residence. I have a brother that lives in New Richmond, and that campground opened up this past summer. And he went, I went to see him over the weekend. I see him every weekend. He says, now look, they're building storage sheds, decks. They set it in the ground rules, they're the same as this one that they're proposing here.
is that you have to leave after 2 weeks. You can't stay longer. I personally looked at buying a couple campgrounds about a year and a half ago. I walked away from both of them because they were permanent residents, most of them, especially the one that was along the Ohio River. These campgrounds, the one in New Richmond, the one they're proposing here, is unsupervised. And I believe it's roughly about 112 campsites on less than about 6 acres. So it's also my understanding that the permit for construction has expired. So, and I don't know if you've been down Banham Road lately. There's a lot of new people moving in who have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in remodeling their homes. And they have 112 campsites, which to turn into, whatever, in the evening, unsupervised. Put more pressure on our police department, fire departments to run calls down there for yelling, screaming, bonfires, middle of the night, everything else. So I would like for this, our trustees to look at revoking that permit. And so that it would be, if they're going to have a campground, it's got to be supervised, like, so it doesn't come into a permanent residence, which would be cheap housing, which is then going to flow into criminal activity, going up Banham, going into Bethel, and so forth. But if it's an expired permit, it should be revoked, and they should have to reapply that permit. That's all I got to say. I don't think I took 5 minutes.
Want me to speak on that a little bit?
Yes, you
Yes,
can do it.
please.
Okay. First of all, the zoning was changed. It's now zoned as recreation. Okay? There has been no permits issued at this point in time. The zoning change is not a permit. You can't revoke that. Okay? Second of all, when that was put through, it's on the condition that they cannot have primitive camping. They cannot be there for more than 2 weeks at a time. So, what he's speaking of, I don't know. I know it's been a while since I talked to that fellow that got the zoning changed. It's probably been 6-8 months ago, the last time I talked to him. He told me that he was still waiting on the county to tell him what he needed to do for as far as the sewer went. But I haven't spoken to him since then. But no, it can only be a 2-week stay. There's no permanent camping, and he's applied for no permits whatsoever. So what's going on with him, I don't know.
Who's going to police the 2 weeks?
They're supposed to send somebody in there every once in a while to check. They're supposed to, a lot of your newer campgrounds, from the way that I understand it, they're sort of like a storage unit. There's nobody there all the time. That you call up, make your reservations, they give you a code. When you come in, you got to push that code in order to get in the gate.
And there's no human factors on site.
Sometimes there will be, from what the guy said, sometimes there won't.
And we're doing this on supposed. I can tell you, put it in Richmond, there's the same regulations for 2 weeks. And my brother's complaining because they built patios, storage units. That means they're not leaving in 2 weeks.
Well, that would be where I would think it would fall under my jurisdiction, because if I got a complaint that, we'll just say lot 118, has been there for a month. And then that's when I would think would be the one that would be going and saying, how long has this camper been here? No, it's gotta go.
So
And
how,
it can't be,
how you know when they got there, if you can't go in through the gates?
because
It would all have to be in record.
that would be in the record when they punch their code in order to get in.
So who's going to notify you if they're paying That's their what? The owner, in the winter time, it's two-thirds empty.
I think there is, don't hold me to this, I'm trying to go off the memory here, because it's obviously been 3 years since I was on the BCA board. Is there not something in there about a length of time for a permit before you break construction?
Yes,
For
if
some
there's
reason, I
a
think it's on
permit
page
filed
38.
for, if there's a permit filed for, such as building a house or anything, garage, whatever, it's only for a year, but he's not applied for no permit so far. Zoning change is not a permit. Zoning change is a three-step process. We went through all that and, got approved.
But zoning could be changed again.
Only if he requests the zoning to be changed again.
He is the property owner.
Yes.
Would it be up to the town
Okay,
to keep an eye on the members there?
we still have another,
He doesn't live around.
we have another, okay, we have another speaker here, it's Amy Campbell, and Wood, please come up, just podium,
You sort of got that anything that I need to say for your records. And I have a lot to say, so I'm going to try to talk fast in 5 minutes. Congratulations to Kristen. I think you'll do a wonderful job. And I have been unable to be here for the past 3 meetings. So I do appreciate the YouTube videos, but it does bring up several questions that I would like to address to the board. Mr. Schuler has been personally recording the meetings and sharing them on your YouTube per the rules of the Sunshine Law. And while you're allowed to do this, as long as the equipment doesn't interfere with the meetings, according to the rule, audio video should be self-contained from the seat of the recorder, or the recorder may silently record from the back of the room. The wireless mic up here is in question. Mr. Schuler himself admitted the sound wasn't very good. It didn't allow the public to really hear the individual speaking, and he tried to adjust this. But when I watched the videos at home, I really could not hear Kathy or Mr. Durbin during the meetings. And I know a citizen brought up this at a previous meeting. It should be addressed on a case-by-case basis with the recording, because we could end up with multiple people up here that want to do the same thing. And also to note that you, Mr. Wilson, did not deny him the right to record up here per the law. So that's for his personal use. And there are the rules and laws for the procedure. Just like the Sunshine Law, the ORC, and Robert's rules, they have to be followed by everyone. So on that, the board chair also has the right to set the rules and regulations for recording the audio video at the meetings for transparency and uninterrupted meetings, as long as it falls within the guidelines. Using the live Zooms were very common in 2020 to 2023. And it is lawful to use the platform as long as the public can still participate in person. And we do have all of this equipment available here for our use. There is a video on YouTube itself that teaches Ohio townships how to use the Zoom equipment and how to make that function for the public to use. And we did have a citizen that volunteered to help set up the existing equipment that's already here in this room for us. Now, Pam Sanker acknowledged Mr. Schuler's question to her while seated in the public, and when Mr. Schuler asked Ms. Sanker if she posted the link of his private YouTube channel to the meetings on the township website. I saw that personally in the YouTube video. She did admit that she had posted it without a motion or prior approval from the board. We just can't allow this, and our attorney, also said that had to be removed. So I'm glad to see that was removed from the website. It was a big deal, and it is a legal issue. I don't know, it's as it was stated, Mr. Wilson's website, but was corrected that is our township website, not your personal website. Mr. Reed also seconded that at that meeting particularly. But I would like to know, and I'll finish this and then everybody can input. I'd like to know why Mr. Schuler believes he has privilege, why he's not on the board, to make this decision as a citizen and direct Ms. Sanker to post the material without approval. I mean, he's a private citizen like all of us, and he's not a media outlet. YouTube by a private citizen does not constitute a media outlet. That is newspapers, news stations, available mainstream viewing, like from the township website. He once again in February, Mr. Schuler requested to be personally notified of any special or emergency meetings so that he could record them, put them on YouTube, put them out to the public. The public body is notified. That's all of us. We're all notified, and as I said, not a media outlet, doesn't need to be solely notified unless they actually file with per the law to have the time and dates, and there's specifications for that. In March, all of the applicants were not present for their interviews. So a second meeting was called. There were 2 remaining people. We had equipment and a screen that had 1 applicant on the phone. So we do have that capability. I think that we should be able to use that. And I think that our taxpayers deserve that. So I'd like to see that get into working order, and see it on the website, not just social media. The video that was recorded when we had missing applicants should not have been posted, because the other 2 that were not present already saw the questions for what was going to be asked, and the other people had already answered. So that, in all fairness, should not have happened. Until the business is done in its entirety, discernment should have been used, and that should not have been posted, but it was. He should know that, Mr. Schuler. He is the executive seat for Tate Township of the Clermont County Republican Central Committee. So, yeah. In short, the Tate Township meetings link is not our board's link, and it's a private citizen's link, and perhaps the name should be changed to reflect that. Thanks.
Okay, that is the end of our signatures. Anything else? This time? I'll second it. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight.
Another one, right.